select board meeting.
Make a motion to review and approve the minutes of August 12th, 14.
Second.
Okay, been seconded, all approved, all in favor? I'm sorry, any discussion? I'm new, we're gonna do that.
We've been
I
patient.
will get it wrong. For weeks. Okay, any discussion on the minutes? Okay, all in favor? All opposed? Okay, so moved, 4-1. Approve warrants.
Make a motion to approve the warrants 85, 86, 87, PR, and another 88, 89, and 90 not yet.
They are there
In
now.
hand.
Yeah.
Second.
Any further discussion? Good, all in favor? All opposed? So, 4-0.
With this warrant, we are now current again with our school payment. Back on track.
Discuss annual appointments. CEO, LPI, addressing officer, AOC, advisory board, planning board, and PA school.
Okay, so before we get started on the appointments, I received a letter from Jeff Brew, dated August 20. The time has come to formally resign from the position as Anson Code Enforcement Officer. As you know, I've applied for the KV Cog CEO position. Yesterday, the position was offered to me and I've accepted the position. It is a position with a pilot program that I feel I can excel in and have the qualifications to expand the program. I want to express my sincere gratitude for the opportunity you've given me. It has been my privilege to work with the people of Anson. I really appreciate the time spent here, working for the town. The knowledge and experience I have gained here has been invaluable. It is my hope that Anson will use the KV Cog's new CEO to service the community. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact me. So I asked him when his last day would be for Anson, and he said that his last day will be September 3rd. So effective September 4th, he will no longer be our CEO. He did give me the name of the director for KV Cog, Joel Greenwood. I reached out to Joel today, but left him a message and I haven't heard back. He starts with the county on September 8th. So it is the goal that we can appoint him, but he would serve as a regional code enforcement officer for the entire Somerset County. And I think the plan of KV Cog is to have Jeff be in charge of the program and be the CEO, for lack of a better word, and then hire other code enforcement officers underneath him and train them to be able to service the county. So I'm trying to find out what our price would be for KV Cog to hire Jeff back, and also to find out about the licensed plumbing inspector, the local health officer, and he's also our addressing officer. To me, addressing and health aren't necessarily code functions, neither really is local plumbing. So I want to get clarity on that and see where we stand on those positions before we take any action. Do you guys have a desire to entertain an agreement with KV Cog for community services for code enforcement purposes? I think it'll depend on what their needs are.
Yes.
And I looked in our budget, we budgeted for Jeff at $14,700 this year.
Will we be able to get the service that we need?
That's another question. I don't know if it'll be spread too thin.
Yeah.
I don't know when they're gonna make it available. It is my hope that KV cog would work with his existing towns, which are Anson and Madison right now. And bring us, and so, yeah, and bring us all on board first, and then go from there, but until I know more. I can't really answer that until I speak with this Joel Greenwood. So I did have an appointment form for Jeff Drew before I got this one. I knew he was gonna interview, but I didn't think that this pilot program would get off the ground as quickly, or that, that Jeff would be the one that they would choose. So, moving on, we do have, I do have an appointment form for ACO. Well, might as well just do them one at a time. So Andy Hupper is currently our animal control officer. We don't have a deputy ACO. That, maybe something that we might want to do down the road. So he is, I asked him if he wanted to continue in this role for another year. It is an annual appointment, so, if we find that he's not doing the job that we expect him to do, we've got until next June to find someone else. But it is a very difficult position to fill. So I don't know if you want me to go through all of these, or if you want to take them one at a time and vote on them. I'll take your lead.
Do these positions have to be posted?
No, they don't. Typically, you offer it to the office holder, and they're there unless they're failing in performance, or we, decide not to reappoint them and look for someone else.
So I guess right now Jeff's on hold, right?
Yes, Jeff Drew is on hold.
So we're gonna go with the ACO. So we must go one at a time.
Okay? Yep. So, if you're interested in appointing Andrew Hopper as ACO, Animal Control Officer again, I guess I'll have you vote, and then we'll sign, and then Kim can call him in to be sworn in.
Anyone?
Make a motion to make Andy Hupper the ACO.
Second.
Any other discussion?
He does.
Good.
He is working, 12-hour shifts, so his availability could become an issue at some point.
But it's not nights, right?
No,
And not weekends?
no,
Right. Okay.
Monday through Friday. Like everybody, most everybody works Monday through Friday.
Good. That motion is seconded. All in favor?
What's?
All opposed?
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't see your hand.
No, I didn't vote, I was late in
Okay.
accepting,
So
sorry.
you did accept it?
Yeah.
Okay. So all opposed? Okay, so moved for the,
The next one that I have is the advisory board. Those are one-year terms. Daniel Savage, Janice Miller, Thomas Poirier have agreed to stay on the advisory board for one more term. Douglas Cahill declined, so we do have a vacancy. That, and we, you know, I can put appointments on the agenda again. It doesn't say how many we usually have on the advisory board. I'm assuming there's 4, because it doesn't list any vacancies, but we'll now have a vacancy. So right now I have 3 individuals, Daniel Savage, Janice Miller, and Thomas Poirier.
We do these as a group.
I would.
Make a motion for the advisory board, the 3 names that Nancy read off, and we'll have 1 vacancy.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
For the planning board, Ronald Richardson, his term is up. Planning board is appointed by the select board. And Ron has indicated that he would like to serve another 3-year term. So his term will go through June of 2028.
There's only 1.
And there's only 1. There is a vacancy on the planning board, but I haven't had time to post that to see if there's any interest.
We have a motion.
Yeah. Planning board and appeals board, the name Nancy said,
Ronald Richardson is the planning board,
and we have 1 vacancy.
and 1 vacancy on the planning board, right?
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
And then for the appeals board, we have 2 members on the appeals board, and we had 3 vacancies. Daniel Savage has agreed to serve on the appeals board if you're so inclined to accept his nomination. And that would go through June of 2028. And then we still would have 2 more vacancies. Typically, appeals boards are not an active board, but a very important board nonetheless. If there's an issue with the planning board, typically it's the appeals board that will rule, and then if it's still not addressed, then it will go to court. But appeals board is like the appellate, it has the authority of like a court. So it is a very important court, and we should try to maintain at least a quorum. And right now, we only have 2 active members out of 5. This would at least give us a quorum.
So accept the names on the appeals board.
Yeah, Daniel Savage.
Yep. And 2 vacancies.
Yeah, we have 2 vacancies, yes, so I'll need to have Manny post those.
Need a second.
Make a second. Second.
Okay, so we've had a motion.
There's a lot of names here.
Yes. Any further discussion? Do we know this person? You guys know this person?
Yes.
Yes, very well.
He's the one that takes the very good notes.
Good.
Town meeting.
Yes.
He's here.
Yeah, he has an excellent memory. In
Oh,
fact,
okay,
at town meeting,
okay,
you-
yeah.
you-
I know who it is.
Yeah.
I know who it is. Yeah.
he did great on it.
So, all in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
Okay, and here's the last one.
Okay, number 4, discuss fee for licensing and commercial haulers.
I that typically we license our commercial haulers in June. I didn't come on board until the 1st of July, so hadn't had a chance to look into it. We have 4 commercial haulers currently. They are Tim Dickey, Tim's Trash, Gregory's Disposal, Sunset Disposal, and Casella. Although Casella, they dropped off loads through April, and then there has been no further activity, so I don't know if they've dropped out or what, so I need to reach out to Casella as part of Waste Management, so I'm going to reach out to Waste Management and ask about that to inquire. With the commercial haulers, they have their truck routes, and the town currently pays the tipping fee. So that means whatever tonnage, when they go across those scales, they would go the front gate as a commercial. We get billed for that. Supposedly, if we question whether the haulers are just taking Anson routes, we can ask them to sample. They would sporadically sample a load that was dropped by one of our haulers. I did a quick calculation of what we've paid year to date, and $69,000 just in tipping fees from these 4 commercial haulers. I also had talked to Skowhegan and Madison. Skowhegan, which is a population of 8,600, Cindy, the gal there that runs the transfer station, had indicated that they charge their commercial haulers $350 a year, and that they are in the process of going up on their fee. I reached out to Denise in Madison, and their population is 4,700. She said they charge between $250 to $300 annually for their commercial haulers. Town of Anson, with a population of just under 2,300, we charge $25 to license our haulers. And I looked in our ordinance book today. We have a solid waste ordinance that was signed back on March 6, 2004. And the clerk at the time was Robert Worthley. And in the actual ordinance, the fee is spelled out. Because I was going to ask you guys to increase that so that I could get the letters out and we could charge an increased license fee this year. But now, because it's in an ordinance, and an ordinance can only be changed by the inhabitants, we'll have to wait to town meeting to take this ordinance up. And I think we should try to get the fee out, and maybe that the fee schedule should be like a policy that the select board can regulate and update. Alternatively, we could certainly put the fee in, just know that we would be revisiting it. And that would be up to the governing body at town meeting. But I would recommend that this fall we do a public hearing. And I know there are a few other ordinances, so next year's town meeting we may have a few ordinances on there that need to be revamped. So unfortunately, we are stuck with charging $25 again this year. It does say in the ordinance, though, that their license expires December 31st annually. So I don't know why we were licensing them in June. I think that should be something that maybe we license them earlier in the year. So unless we had a special town meeting for whatever reason, it'll have to wait until March. So I will go ahead and get the letters out now that I realize that we can't really do anything about it. I'll get them out in the mail and get them licensed. Last year, they paid their $25, all four of them, and the payments came in anywhere from like the 15th of July through like the 18th of September. I'm not too far off the mark with, what was done last year. But I think I'd like to move the process to, if their current license expires in December, probably in, after we've upped our rate and fixed the ordinance, we should probably start that in the month of December, so that come January 1, they paid their fee and they're, ready to roll for the year.
I agree.
I don't think we should do the June anymore. That's all I have for the commercial haulers.
So, number 5, discuss sewer abatement.
I also have town abatements as well, but we'll start with the sewer. I have a request for, there's 7 abatement requests. Robert and Carol McCarty, they were billed consumption fees in error. They have their own septic, so we shouldn't have billed them for water usage, so we've made a note on that account. Shelley Bardardi, they had a water leak and that was confirmed. So they've asked for an abatement. There was another one with a water leak, Jill Latin. There's a tenant there and I guess the parent was sleeping and the children turned the water on and were having fun, and it went out of the bathroom and the floors, down into the basement, and yeah. Loads of fun we had. Then we have Jennifer Smith. She was charged 2 ready-to-service fees, but they have a single-family dwelling. They do not have an apartment, so I fixed that account. Jonathan Quimby for cleaning costs and wrong address information. He didn't get his bill, so he asked if we would at least help with the notices that he didn't get. We had a wrong address for him. He's asking for an abatement of $58.36. And then 2 others, Joshua Anson and Gerald LeBeau, both do not have consumption. They have private sewer, so when we did the billing, we had included the water consumed on their bill, so I've corrected that. So all of the abatements total $616.56.
It all sounded like, Jared, why are we giving an abatement to somebody that was running water?
Because we didn't treat it. You're talking about the leaks?
No, I'm
Water
talking
leaks?
about the family that their children turned on the water.
It didn't go down the sewer, we didn't treat it. We're charging, we're assuming that water that comes into the household is consumed and goes into the public septic. So if you guys are agreeable, I'll need a motion to authorize the sewer abatements in the amount of $616.56.
Make a motion for the sewer abatements as read and the amount.
Second.
She seconded.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved. 4-0.
Roger Peppard was in on Monday of this week and met with a few people. He did say in September he needs another day to try to catch up on some of the errors and omissions from the commitment process. He's done the abatements, but he needs to work on the supplemental bills. So at this time, all I have is a list of abatements. There are 4 of them. James and Tracy. Math error factoring evaluation change, Clarence Ayotte. Math error and factoring evaluation change. Lori Manzer, mobile home gone prior to April 1. And Jesse Norris, overestimate improvements. He is asking you as the Board of Assessors to abate a total of $2,223.38.
What was it?
For math errors, a mobile home that was gone before April 1, so we had no right to tax it. And then someone was building and we overestimated the improvements as of April 1, according to Roger's notes.
How much is total abatements?
$2,223.38.
That's just the hit.
That is for all of them. Yeah, the Tracy's was $458.67, Ayotte was $919.81, Manzer was $501.18, and Norris is $343.73. And the valuation that factored into this abatement is a lost value of $120,313 at our current mill rate.
And that's on property tax, right?
Correct, on real estate.
Make a motion to accept the abatement on property tax.
Second.
A motion and second, any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0. Department heads?
We finished up on hauling gravel for the drink storm last week. The dirt roads are still too dry to try grading and smoothing out. They just turned to powder. So I haven't done that. Next week, we'll get more rain this weekend hopefully, so next week looks like I'll be able to do that. Finishing up more on the dirt roads tomorrow, so that'll be all done. We're working on rebuilding the plow now and doing some more screening. And they started the Madison Street job last week, so that's going along. The sewer hours at the pump stations are all down, so that's a plus. Other than that, everything's going okay.
Any questions, Brian? Chief?
So far, year-to-date, we're up to 122 calls total. We're at 26 calls at Emden, so we start going up there now. We're gonna start billing per contract. 40 of those calls also was to assist AMS with lift assists and other issues on scene to help out. We're pretty much on track. We usually run anywhere from 160 to 180 calls a year. Just to give you a heads up for training calls for the next pay period, it's going to be higher than usual because I've had 2 full-time firefighters fulfill their firefighter 1 and 2 training program, and I think that's like 253 or 258 hours total apiece. But they are all certified to go into burning buildings now. 228 hours. So that's going to be a little bit higher than usual. for that training, in that quarter, in that training. It was brought to my attention, we got a pretty good crack in the hot top here at the South Station. I got grass and stuff growing up through it, we'll go back to truck in. Just gonna get some price estimates on getting that sealed, at least get the crack sealed anyway. I don't know who you want me to get estimates from. I don't know is it Fine Line that does it already?
Brad Peters,
Brad Peters, is he the only one that really does it in town, or
the only one that's local.
local? I can contact him, get an estimate, and come back to you with that. The other thing is, I tried calling Ben King and Sons today. I thought the electrician had been to the South Station to fix the conduit that goes from the new generator into the building, and I can still see where screws are pulled out from the corrugated siding. A piece of the conduit's still showing the wires, and one of the covers that has styrofoam on it is all exposed, so I really need to get that fixed before winter comes, because once water and ice gets in that, we're gonna have other issues. So I was gonna call Lance Arsenal from the winter company that just came and fixed the light switch in there, see if he'll give me an estimate, and go from there. I tried calling Ben King and Sons today. I didn't realize they closed at 4 o'clock, it was 4:13 when I called. I do have another list of wants, nothing extravagant, some office supplies, paper towels for both stations, and otherwise than that, pens, notepads, and that comes to $135.32. But that was, other than that, the rain hasn't helped us out much for fire danger. Had a lot of people ask me about fire permits in their backyard. I usually tell them to apply for a permit anyway, if they can't get a permit online, because it's been pretty much shut down because of the fire danger, because according to Maine law, you can't have a fire bigger than 3 feet around, and the flame can't be 3 feet high. Most of us Mainers here, when we have a campfire in our backyard, it's a little bit bigger than that. So I usually just tell them to ask for a permit, cover themselves. But I'm gonna try to photocopy some flyers, put them out on the front desk, when people come in, they can actually have all the statutes and stuff on that. Otherwise than that, I did talk to Nancy earlier today about moving forward with the cameras. Supposed to try to figure out where we're gonna pull that money from out of my budget. I think we're gonna be all right. I think we can do it, but I just wanna sit down with Nancy and make sure that's gonna be okay. And the other thing I was looking into, if we have the money to get our hose testing done, I went back and looked back what we paid last year, and it was $2,700. And Andy had hose tested already, the spare stuff out in the back room at the South Station, so it should be a little bit cheaper than that. So as we're trying to look through my budget, I like to see if we have that and try to get it done, because we're getting towards fall, people are busy, hunting season's starting, and we still got to plan a weekend. We're gonna try to put Dave Haywood's firewood in the farm as well, so. Otherwise than that, that's pretty much all I got.
Any questions?
Stacy, that generator, did you say that was at the South Station or the North Station?
It's at the South Station.
It's at the South, okay.
We think the frost was so bad last year, it moved the piping on the back wall, and it just ER'd everything that was screwed to the exterior wall facing this way, and it broke it, and it popped the cover that, where all the connections are that go into the building, that feeds the building, so.
Okay.
They said they would come back and fix it, but that's like the valve at the North Station. I had to call Bowman again today. Jesse was out sick, they were supposed to call me back, but I haven't heard anything. Because I think I was up there with, I think it was Danny, who was up there at the station. He opened it and closed it, and it was still leaking, so. That was last week. It was supposed to have been already there and fixed it, so, and replaced it. And that hasn't happened yet. and replaced the piece of trim that fell off on the side of the door when Carrie was washing spider webs off the side of the door. The whole piece of trim fell off and there was no screws on it.
Probably ought to try to get a second.
What's that?
Probably ought to try to get a second estimate on fixing that crack. Daryl may know somebody, I don't know.
I have no idea.
No, okay. But, into it a little bit, try to get a second one. So we're not, you know, locked into one person.
Yep.
Okay? Nancy?
For IT, we have gone through the list of equipment needs. We're gonna repurpose some of the monitors, so we brought the pricing down for the new computers that we need to purchase. I have submitted that payment to SCDC for approval. That's gonna be about $27,000 of our $35,000 grant. But that's okay. It's getting us all new equipment at 4 locations, so it's time. Our equipment is old. Matt has been successful in setting up the new email account for the town office, and we're working our way into other departments now. Everybody is gonna have an Anson, Maine, MAINE.gov email. Mine's ansonadmin@ansonmaine.gov. Kim is bookkeeper at ansonmaine.gov, and Maddie is deputy at ansonmaine.gov. So we do have new emails functioning. Thank God we have internet. We are still down with our phones. It's getting to the point where I can't get an installation date from them. They are not calling me. I'm texting them every day. Matt is helping with that. Matt's been talking with Spectrum. He even set up a phone so that we could test Ring Central. I don't know, Matt, if you have anything more to add to that.
No, I mean, it's just a complete lack of response from Spectrum, I mean, to the point where they're not returning our calls or emails. We've had a couple of their staff have been out on leave, but nobody does stand in. It's, you know, not, it's a major inconvenience, you know, for the town.
So really, all I can say is don't bother to call the number. If you call the town office number, it prompts you to leave a voicemail message. We have no way to get those. Those are on the old copper line that has been disconnected with an old phone system that you plug into a phone port. We're now voice over IP, it's run through the internet, phones will be plugged into the computer, and I'm being told that one system can't communicate with the other. So, you know, it's unfortunate if people are leaving a message. We know that you can leave it, but we cannot retrieve it. There's no way for us to get those messages. So please don't bother to call. And we are not ignoring you. I played the I'm government, you know, this is just unacceptable. And I did actually sign off today on getting permission to release 2 phone numbers that belong to, one to the town office and one to the highway garage. They hadn't requested those numbers. So I had a 2-day turnaround time to authorize that changeover, which I've done. So we are making some progress, but it's slow going at this point. So not pleased with Spectrum yet. I'm hoping that once we're up and running, we're going to love their product and it'll work great. Just gotta try to see
Anything Larry Dunphy or Susan Collins' office would like to help us with, I mean,
I don't know. I had one person that said, well, they gave me a temporary phone number, you know, I'm gonna be without, but they were able to patch it. So I asked about that, because we are commercial and we're going through Ring Central. Ring Central isn't set up to handle a temporary number or patch through, so to speak. So we're, you know, we're at their mercy, and they know that.
Yeah, Scotland's bigger than most countries.
Doesn't work with personally, but they do the number to my sister, and it doesn't work.
Oh, it didn't work?
You're supposed to come out on Wednesday.
I think they're pushing it along aggressively, and I get it, you know, in business, you want to get it going, but the crews that are coming in, they're saying they're working till midnight or later, and 7 days a week trying to get all these, and it's not just in Somerset County, they had the hospital over in Franklin County, over in Farmington, and so I mean, the techs are trying, but in the administrative piece of it, and getting all their ducks in a row, like Matt said, either they're on vacation, and then, you know, the person that fills in, they're not familiar with our case, so then, you know, you're trying to get them up to speed, and then that person comes back or they're out sick for that day or whatever, and it's just been a daily struggle. So it is very high on my list to try to get phones for every location up and running. Madison Anson Days was a success, at least over here on the Anson side. I didn't happen to go to the Madison side, but I think people were pretty pleased with what we had to offer. It was a nice day, so thank you for those that volunteered or just came and participated and supported us. It was a lot of fun. Had a great time doing it. The movie, I think, was somewhat successful. I don't know if because we started it so late, we didn't get as many people attending that as we had hoped for, but certainly not going to throw in the towel on that piece of it yet. The Anson Madison or Madison Anson Water District, their public hearing is next Thursday night at 6 at the Old Point Avenue. Petitions are circulating. We've given out petition forms here. We have one here at the town office if anyone wants to come in and sign it. The Water District is asking that we wait until after the public hearing to sign because they are hopeful that a lot of your questions or concerns will be answered at that time. And then you won't feel the need to sign that petition. But they are circulating, and we do have one here. They do ask that only one signature per household, per ratepayer. And then the 25 taxes are due tomorrow. Tomorrow is the due date. And I feel bad without phones, if people are calling in and have questions, they're just gonna have to email at this point. And then the household hazardous waste collection event is scheduled to take place in Skowhegan on Saturday, October 4th, from I think 9 to noon. So we will have sign-ups out for that. You do need to pre-register if you're interested in disposing of any household hazardous waste. It is at the transfer station there, off of North Ave.
So is
That's all I had.
Is that legal to do with only one person signing the petition per household? Usually there's two people paying the bills, right?
Yeah, that's what I was told by the water district, was that they're only allowed. I suppose if you had multiple, when they get those petitions, they'll have to sort that out on their own, but they did ask me to convey that.
I just wondered about them just being able to change the rules.
Yeah,
I don't believe they can do that at all.
Yeah.
It's no different than a tax bill or anything else, right?
That is correct.
There's two
It-
people
it is,
contributing to the bill.
The number of signatures is 15% of the ratepayers, or 270 customers, so,
You said 270 customers?
customers, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was told. And that they need to be returned to Jack Ducharme, because he's the treasurer. And you can always bring them back here. If you want us to return them on your behalf, have them back by September 30th, please. And then we'll be sure to get them to Jack. They gotta be there by 30 days from the public hearing.
Okay, number 7, selectmen concerns.
It says in the paperwork that it's the 1,000 customers, 15% of the customers or 1,000 customers, whichever is less.
Oh.
Where'd you get the 270?
That's what they told me, 15% equal.
On page 12 of that packet that you have in the office, it says 1,000.
Okay, so 15% or 1,000, so 15% is less.
Whichever is less.
Yeah, so I think it's for this district, 270. That's what I was told.
It's in Madison.
Yeah. And they had called Jack to get those numbers. I didn't speak with Jack, but it was whoever works at their district office. That's who I called.
Okay. Selectmen concerns. Number 8, public session. Darren?
I was also told today that you had to be on the water line in order to sign that paper. We're all part of we've all paid taxes to that. We can all sign it. I was on the water district board for 20 some odd years, and I'm not on the water line itself. And we proved back then that everybody that's a taxpayer is paying water through the hydrant rental and stuff, so anybody can sign it.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you were there, so I mean, yeah. So it's something that they'll deal with, I guess, when the time comes to counting signatures. And if it comes out different, then there's ways to work that too. And you probably know more than I do.
So, what's the process that they're, because I noticed they started doing the addition and the big add-on for the whole PFAS system. Where are they on that point of it now? Because I was told they ran out of money and couldn't move forward anymore for the facility to take care of PFAS.
Dale said he was out of money.
Are you talking sanitary or water?
Water, the treatment. And I was also told that the samples, they're taking the samples out of the river, so it's diluted when they get the results, not out of the treatment plant pipe itself.
So, sewer's doing the treatment, is doing the PFAS, not water. Right. Sewer does sewer treatment, so, it'd be up to them, and I have no idea. All I know is we have no say in it. As far as I knew, the state was back in, so I don't know how they could run out of money. There again, that's hearsay, I don't really know.
Right, yeah, I was just curious if anybody else heard anything.
So if anybody else knows anything about that. I know there's a lot of trucks coming into Madison, so.
I was also informed that one of the Casella places was gonna be closing as well. And whatever they get for waste that comes in, it's gonna get piled in here at Anson for extra.
Any other question? Yes.
On Thursday, you have the workshop at 3 p.m. How difficult would it be to have, when you have the workshops, to add it on to the end of the selectmen's meetings? So there's a lot of people that can't even make it for the 6 o'clock, let alone 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it would, I believe, would make it easier for the ones that obviously are for public, for us to be able to be here rather than at 3 o'clock, kids are, getting out of school, off the bus and things like that. So I'm gonna have to drag along a couple of kids with me, and I was just wondering if we can make it so that, streamlines a little bit easier for everyone. We're already here every 2 weeks, why couldn't we do a workshop at the end of it?
We originally started at 3 o'clock on Thursdays because of Tammy, filling Tammy's position, that was the best time to do it. It can be discussed, definitely. I don't know about this one that's coming up.
Right, I know it can't be done for this particular
Right.
one, but I wonder if
Right.
going forward, we can have it so that it's already planned into it, so there isn't that, because it's not even on the website to state that there is a workshop coming on Thursday. I checked that several times for the week. Unless I'm missing something, I can't find it there.
It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be,
It's
yes.
posted under agenda.
Huh?
Where it says minutes and agenda.
Agenda.
It is under agenda. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I saw it
Do
today.
you have to open it up from the last week's or last month's agenda?
No, the headers on the top of the website, there's one that says minutes and agenda.
Okay.
If you click that one, then you get to
Okay,
click minutes or agenda. and
Okay.
It's under there.
All right, I didn't dig deep enough.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, under department head stuff, Nancy. Where are we at on, are we all finished up with the grant on the North Station paperwork wise? No.
It opens up to a bunch of them. You have
Because I know we wanted to have an open house and have it open up to the public and kind of do a barbecue type of thing. I know we had talked about Susan Collins trying to be there, so I don't know.
All the work is done, but I'm still struggling to, they gave me a temporary username, a username and password, but I can't make it work. It keeps defaulting to Tammy's old one.
So maybe we're just planning the open house anyway and.
Yeah. And I think if there's a way, I can certainly let them know that the project is complete. We're just looking for reimbursement of those invoices that haven't been submitted yet because we can't get onto their portal.
You might mention that to Susan Collins, rep that we talked to.
That top.
That might help get that moved forward.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, but, I have a suggestion for the phone ordeal here. I don't know how much longer it's gonna be, but buy like a cheap phone from Walmart and forward the town office phone number to the cell phone. To the cell phone to be able to still receive your phone calls.
We can't forward it, we have no way. D-Line would control all that.
They can't open it.
They told me there's nothing they can do. I thought about the cell phone idea too, and I think the only problem with that would be if we have another phone number now, that we're giving out, and then once the phone service is returned, what do we do with that phone number? That's my
Well,
only
it's-
concern with
yeah.
that. That's a good idea, don't get me wrong, that was my concern, is if we have another phone number floating around that we gotta maintain, do we have to continue maintaining it if we're giving it out, if it goes on for another week? That could be a problem. I'm hoping we can,
I just was thinking of some communication, because a lot of people don't do emails.
I know.
Older people anyway.
No, I don't. You're right, they don't. Yeah.
So is the new email, we're using the new email now?
Yes,
Is that
I
posted on boards and on the website?
asked Maddie to update the website with our new email addresses as well. But the way Matt set it up on all of our computers is we still can see the old Beeline and we've got our new. So as much as possible, we try to, when we reply, just change it to the new email so that they see where it's coming from.
So if the telephone stays down, we're gonna have to brainstorm a little bit more and come up with an answer, because it's unacceptable to
Right.
not have telephone at the town office. Something.
What about the PUC? Can they help with that at all?
I haven't tried the PUC, but maybe
I mean,
that's good.
hey,
Yeah.
PUC,
Yeah, they control.
they control the water district, they control other stuff.
They do, that's a good idea.
Okay, yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Quick fix for the phones. Google Voice. All you need is one linked phone number, and then you can have it run right on the computer as long as you use a mic and headset. You can have it run on multiple devices, but just one Gmail, one linked phone number, and then when you're done, just scrap that phone number when you actually have one. It's just called Google Voice, and it's free.
Google Voice.
Yeah.
You familiar with it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we can talk about that.
Yeah, discuss
So we
that.
may have to look at other temporary solutions if it
It's
continues
not,
on.
it's not like we have to keep a number, whatever it is, we scrap.
It's more secure than a text now number. But it's a temporary number that can't just be hacked easier.
Really need to look into it a little bit more. Okay. You all set? Okay. Number, let's see what that last time. 9.
Number 9.
Make motion to adjourn.
All in favor? All opposed?
Yeah.